What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Armaret, bringing you another comic book review, and this time I'm going to be reviewing Injustice: Gods Among Us, issue number 2. What this comic book is it's part of the series in which it is the prequel to the upcoming game called Injustice: Gods Among Us. It's a 3D fighting game, kind of like a Tekken, but that's really not the point. But the point is the comic book. And I was originally hesitant to begin reading this series strictly because it is the prequel to a video game that I may or may not play, mainly because I'm not that big into fighting games. But because it didn't really follow the canon of anybody that was in the comics, so Batman, Superman, Flash, Green Arrow, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, Joker, Lex Luthor, Shazam, Harley Quinn. God, there's an Aquaman. There's a ton of them in the game, and they're trying to push them all into this series of comic books that kind of get you a feel for why they're going to be doing what they're doing in the video game. And in this issue number 2, it's the second issue. In the first issue, what happens is Superman is married, his wife is pregnant, and the Joker goes and kills Superman's wife, and in return Superman goes absolutely crazy and just with like the force of like 10,000 nuclear bombs just wipes out several towns. So that's where we begin issue number 2, and I'm sorry, spoiler warnings going forward. And so you pick up issue number 2, and what you see is the Flash, and you see the Green Lantern going and saving people from the explosion, and you see Wonder Woman going to Superman to try and console him for what has happened. And at this point, simultaneously, Batman has taken the Joker and he's locked him up, and he's pretty much questioning him. Why did you go after Superman? It's always been a you and I thing. To which Joker's answer I thought was kind of surprising. It's something that I never thought about before. He said, "Oh, I'm tired of fighting with you guys. I always lose. I wanted something easy, and Superman was an easy target." It's like, besides, he said, I'm going to make him turn bad. Which, that's Joker's whole thing, is proving that anybody can be corrupted, and at the same time, Batman is always fighting, saying, he's the best man ever. He's not going to be corrupted. And then, at the same time, you have Harley Quinn, who's being transported to prison, and and you have the Green Arrow going and stopping Harley Quinn and taking him to his lair, simply because they know at this point Superman, he's rushing towards the Joker to kill him because of what he's done. And that was one thing I thought was kind of interesting, was they decided to kill off the Joker. And it's in the screenshot right here. You see Superman literally fist punched through the Joker, just right through. Okay, Joker's gone. So now you have the Green Arrow protecting Harley Quinn down below in his was it the Arrow Cave, which Harley Quinn suggests you call it the Quiver. It's actually a much better name, and it's all lead lines. Superman can't get to it, and then you have at this point Batman just shocked because he has just watched Superman just fist punch the Joker, and then Superman already on the way to get to the Joker has already taken the power ring from the Green Lantern, and he's just pissing everybody off. So once he's done that, he retreats to the Fortress of Solitude, to like figure out what's his next move, because he's just broken his cardinal rule of do not kill. And that's when he sees like all the TV things like pinging in, millions dead, this is the worst disaster ever, blah blah blah. And then he sees bombings, people are still being massacred in this country because there's nobody there to stop them, and they're using the veil of this attack from Superman to kind of continue. So with that, he just takes off, and he goes to this what looks like a Middle Eastern village, and he saves one of the villagers. He grabs the president. The president's like, "Well, you can't do this to me. I'm a president." And he drops him at the UN. And Wonder Woman's like, "You need to slow down. Shave, class up, do a press conference right. Don't just freak out on everybody." So he follows Wonder Woman's advice, because as we all know, they're dating. And he drops the guy down, and at the end of the issue, he says, Anybody who's a dictator, anybody who's hurting anybody, stop now. I'm giving you a warning, because I don't care who you are, president, terrorist, leader, dictator. I will find you, and I will stomp your ass out. Comic book ends. I'm like, holy shit, that is fantastic. Superman's finally getting serious, which the irony of him finally getting serious about people getting killed after he was the one who just lost his GD mind and wiped out a whole couple of cities, whatever. And then, so this episode ends, and from what I can gather going forward, and what I've heard, and this is the potential rumor spoiler section, is that he actually replaces all the dictators in the world with his own horrible regime of unbeatable army. We'll see how that happens, because that's what I've heard. Like the story is in the game, and I think this third issue is gonna be how they link this last issue to how the start of the game. So whenever that comes out, I'll be getting it. I'll be getting that review to you. But as it comes to a score for this game, to this issue of comic book, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a fantastic issue, incredibly well drawn, interesting. That even though it's not part of the canon, but I think that's part of what makes this comic so special, is that it allows them to kind of do what they normally wouldn't do, kill off a few people here and there, knowing that it won't affect anything else. For me, this is a must buy. If you can get your hands on the first issue, the second issue, and I believe there's gonna be one more before the game comes out, do it. It's a fantastic read. Just though, as a heads up, the characters aren't quite drawn like what you'd normally expect to see in like the Justice League or Batman. They're drawn a little bit different, which can be a little bit off-putting. But once you get into the story is really good. I'd give this a 4 out of 5, a must-buy. And if you have gotten it and you liked it, put in the comments below what you thought. And as always, have a good day.